did you think of the service?
What did you think? Did you like it?
In the name of our God, I ask you to have mercy upon the people in our country who are scared now.
You find it exciting? Not too exciting, was it? I didn't think it was a good service, no.
There are gay, lesbian, and transgender children in Democratic, Republican, and independent families.
They can do much better.
This was an ambush. Okay, Donald Trump clearly, if you tell by the intro, was not happy about this woke bishop showing up at a church at a prayer service and giving a prayer that revolved around not people like Laken Riley, who were killed by an illegal migrant, not people like Jocelyn Nungary, who was raped and killed. You know, forget about those people. Not the people who were viciously beaten in sports. The women who are afraid of going into the freaking locker room because some dude gonna come up in there with a freaking hard on. She's not worried about those people. She's worried about trans kids and people that just wanted to waltz into the country illegally. That's the people who she's worried about. Trump is right to be upset about this. And I'm glad that Trump, JD Vance, and his whole family was rolling their freaking eyes at this woke weirdo.
I'm also a lesbian, and I'm vegan. Meat is murder. Cows fart, and the climate changes. I voted for Kamala. And Tampon Tim. I loved Tampon Tim. He seemed like a great guy who probably does wear tampons. Also, Mexicans are great gardeners, and they're cheap. Please don't deport my gardener, Juan. He's so affordable. I know I'm lesbian, but he's also kind of hot. I get confused sometimes. Like right now, when I see President Trump, I know I'm supposed to hate him like CNN told me to. But he's also kind of hot. He's even hotter than Juan. Mucho caliente.
Now, as if this wasn't bad enough, this activist, okay, this straight up closet pedo, went on to CNN and The View crying about how they're just trying to spread messages, good messages, and spread love, whereas Trump is spreading hate and division. This is just a straight up propagandist like all the rest of them.
Bishop, I appreciate your time and your tone there, so serious and genuine. You see him, he's stone-faced, he then looks down, but he's listening to every word you say. As you made that personal plea to him, what were you looking at him in that moment? What kind of response were you perhaps hoping for in that moment?
I was looking at the president because I was speaking directly to him. I was also, frankly, as you do in every sermon, speaking to everyone who was listening through that one-on-one conversation with the president, reminding us all that in the people that are frightened in our country, the two groups of people that I mentioned are our fellow human beings.
Gay, lesbian, and transgender children.
What made you decide to say all that today?
Well, these are the people that I know. These are not abstract people for me. These are actual people that I know. So I wanted to speak on their behalf.
What made you decide to use that opportunity for this message, or didn't you have any apprehension about it?
So knowing that a lot of people, as I said, in our country right now are really scared. And I was trying to counter the narrative that is so divisive and polarizing, and in which real people are being harmed.
I was struck by your tone. You were so gentle. You were so respectful. You were very demure. And
what makes it worse is trying to hide behind your religion, right? Trying to, oh, this is what Christianity is all about. I ain't see nothing nowhere in no Bible about no trans kids. Nothing nowhere in the Bible about no drag story time. Nothing nowhere in the Bible about illegal immigration just waltzing in the country and not respecting laws be okay. As a matter of fact, the Bible is pretty strict on law and order and rules and commandments and things like that, and how they normally, most of the time, should not be broken if they are good and just laws. What is not good and just about a male and female bathroom? What's not good and just about a border where you have to follow the law to get in, and you can't just walk in? You can't use coyotes to get in. You can't get a bunch of illegal drugs and guns and all kinds of merchandise and human trafficking going across the border. But does this person care anything about that? No. Donald Trump already clapped back against this woke bishop on Truth Social, saying the so-called bishop who spoke at the National Prayer Service on Tuesday morning was a radical left, hardline Trump hater. Facts. She brought her church into the world of politics in a very ungracious way. She was nasty in tone and not compelling or smart. She failed to mention a large number of illegal migrants that came into our country and killed people and raped people and are doing human trafficking as we speak still. Many were deposited from jails and mental institutions. It is a giant crime wave that is taking place in the USA. Apart from her inappropriate statements, the service was very boring and an uninspiring one. Trump looked like he was about to fall asleep during that. Y'all saw that? It's because who wants to listen to some lunatic talk about a bunch of woke activism? I'd be falling asleep too. She is not very good at her job. She and her church owe the public an apology. Abso-freaking-lutely. Somebody needs to be fired for this. I don't know how this happened, but somebody needs to be fired for this, because this person has clearly been a woke activist for a long time. This was already something that should have been well known.
Why did you want to come out here and send
their
this
message? It is a message of a call for justice, for swift justice for George Floyd, for systemic justice for all brown and black people who have been under the knee of this country in ways that we have witnessed time and again. This is wrong. And this rising up, this spontaneous uprising of people mostly half my age or younger, they're the ones we should be listening to.
And they're angry at the president.
They're so angry.
They're angry at the president. So what is your message to President Trump today?
Well, I've given up speaking to President Trump. We need to replace President Trump. We need leadership that will lead us in the ways that this country deserves.
Scott Jennings of CNN 100% agrees with this.
What do you think, Scott?
These woke-scapalians or Episcowokians or whatever they're calling themselves today, this is ridiculous. This was terrible. Donald Trump, I'm sure, regrets participating in this event today, to be lectured to and politicized in a church this way. And I thought it was, frankly, a disgrace to what they did at this event. I don't know if this event will happen ever again because of this. This particular bishop took it upon herself to turn this into a complete and total circus and spectacle. And I don't know any Republican today who's like, oh, wow.
Well, it was a very long story.
Fix your vetting process, guys. I don't know how this got through the cracks, but you can take one freaking look at this lady. I took a look. I didn't even have a TV audio on. I just looked, it's kind of like my desk is here and the TV's kind of like behind me because I'm working. I'm doing I'm actually doing something that actually makes money for a living. And I'm looking at this. I kind of look back at the TV. I'm like, this doesn't really look like somebody who fits the MAGA brand, so to speak. And this with no audio. So when I actually heard the audio, I was like, oh, hell no. Get this freaking loser out of here. This look like somebody who they're going to freaking check their computer and find some freaking little kids on that mug, no clothes on. Give it a matter of time. Just these people are always out themselves. Just give it a little bit of time and they're going to get exposed just like all the rest. Over here trying to talk about deporting people is bad and there are people who are frightened. They should be frightened because we're going to shut down their ability to chop little boys' wee-wees off and little girls' tatas off and people just walking into the country and people getting human trafficked and sold as sex slaves is getting shut down. Let me know what you guys think about this, guys. Drop a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. I appreciate you watching the Black Anomaly Rising channel. I'm out.
We're going to stop woke. Woke is bullshit.